Vice Admiral James Henry Jimmy Flatley Jr. was a World War II naval aviator and tactician for the United States Navy. Early life. Flatley was born in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and graduated from St. Norbert College. He was a 1929 United States Naval Academy graduate who earned his wings in 1931. An early squadron assignment found him with Patrol Squadron 4, flying Douglas PD and Consolidated P-2Y flying boats. In December 1941 he was with Fighter Squadron 2 flying the Brewster F-2A Buffalo, the Navy's first monoplane fighter. World War II combat leader. Flatley was an aerial gunnery expert and World War II Squadron and Air Group commander. As executive officer of Fighter Squadron 42, he was one of the key participants in the Battle of the Coral Sea in May 1942, the first carrier versus carrier duel. A few days before, Flatley had been ordered back to the United States to form a new fighter squadron, but he managed to get permission to stay for the coming battle. Flatley was awarded the Navy Cross for extraordinary heroism and conspicuous courage during the Battle of the Coral Sea. After Coral Sea, he returned to the United States to form Fighter Squadron 10, flying F-4F Wildcats. The squadron was nicknamed the Grim Reapers, and as commanding officer Flatley became a Reaper leader. There were successes at Guadalcanal, but also several losses which left him frustrated. Following his tour as Commander Air Group 5 on board US Enterprise, during which he helped introduce Grumman's F-6F Hellcat to combat in August 1943, Flatley at the age of 36 never flew combat again. He received a Navy Cross for Coral Sea, 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses for heroism, a Bronze Star for action with Japanese forces in the Philippine Islands, and the Navy Distinguished Service Medal. Tactician. Flatley, with John S. Thatch and Butcher Hare, was instrumental in communicating tactical advice throughout naval aviation and changing the perception that the F-4F Wildcat fighter was inferior to the Japanese Mitsubishi A6M0. Flatley's belief was that it was superior to the Zero when properly utilized. Flatley said of the Wildcat, "Let us not be too critical of our equipment. It shoots the enemy down in flames and brings most of us home." Quote, he was not overly impressed by the Zero, but attributed the Japanese fighter's success to the high quality of Japanese pilots. His write-up on enemy capabilities received favorable notice at senior levels of the U.S. Navy. The expression "Thatch weave" did not come into the lexicon until Flatley named it in his after-action report for the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands. He recounted how Lieutenant Commander John S. Thatcher's beam defense tactic had allowed him to escape almost certain destruction during the battle. Flatley wrote, "The 4-plane division is the only thing that will work, and I'm calling it the Thatch weave." Flatley later received a commendation for his bravery in retrieving wounded personnel after the carrier US Bunker Hill was hit by kamikazes on May 11, 1945. Post-war, Flatley remained in the Navy after the war and became a key figure with the Navy's post-war air training program. After commanding the escort aircraft carrier US Block Island for a year, Flatley became deeply involved with assessing naval aviation's disastrous safety record and ultimately helped develop the Naval Aviation Safety Center, today's Naval Safety Center. After the war, he was training director of the Naval Air Station Corpus Christi in Corpus Christi, Texas Air Station, commander of the Naval Air Station Olathe in Olathe, Kansas, and commander of the Naval Station Norfolk in Norfolk, Virginia, followed by command of the carrier US Lake Champlain. He also held various staff positions. He retired from the Navy on June 2, 1958 and was promoted to Vice Admiral concurrent with his retirement. He died barely a month after his retirement at the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, on July 9, 1958. Legacy. R. Flatley. Admiral Flatley Park in Green Bay. The Admiral Flatley Memorial Award for Aviation Safety is awarded each year to one aircraft carrier and amphibious ship, along with their embarked Air Wing and Marine Expeditionary Unit. United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps VADM James H. Flatley Jr., Division, Green Bay, Wisconsin. His son, James H. Flatley III, became a naval aviator and test pilot, eventually achieving the rank of Rear Admiral. His grandsons, James H. Flatley IV and Joseph F. Flatley, became naval officers and aviators.